How's it going, guys? Ben again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at some marketplace finds because the Jag is going into the shop on Monday, so I've been doing a little bit of work on that, getting it prepped for that. We're going to be putting in the coolant management system, the oil management, all of the fluid lines and stuff. Also going to be putting on a new cold air intake, a proper one, and possibly some of the exhaust, and I'm also going to be putting on the new pulley and belt. So I'm excited to get those put on the car, and I am excited to get into today's video because a couple of my friends found some really weird cars and some really cool cars. So let's see what we have here today. Our first car is a 2007 Audi S6. These came with the Lamborghini V10, really decent motor. I owned one myself and I absolutely loved the car, but at the time I was too young to afford the upkeep, so I had to inevitably sell it. This one here looks to be in factory condition, and I absolutely love seeing an Audi that's in factory condition because one that's been touched by the wrong person will not last a day. But this one here, its paint is in very good condition, and if you have about $3,000 to $4,000 just in emergency money in case if something major fails, because sometimes people like to hide the major stuff under small maintenances, then this car will last you a long time. All it takes is regular maintenance and regular upkeep and a little bit of mechanical know-how to understand the car. But you can get your very own V10 for way cheaper than most V10s if you just know what car to buy. And this Audi here is one of those cars to buy. Not only does it come with really nice brakes, but it comes with all-wheel drive. So you're getting an all-wheel drive V10. They make about 450 horsepower reliably, and they sound amazing if you put the right exhaust on it. Mine had an exhaust with Gintani mufflers that came from an R8, and it sounded like a goddess. I absolutely love the car. Mine had the same exact interior as this one here, same bucket seats. I will say though, when you buy one new, you didn't really have issues back in the day, but nowadays the main issues these things have are mechanical problems and other things like that. So you just got to be wary of what you're buying and make sure that you're not buying a lemon. Always get yourself a pre-purchase inspection, no matter the car. Even if you're buying yourself a daily, if you take it to a shop and have them do that pre-purchase, it will save you time and money. But this Audi here, very good looking Audi. I mean, for the price, it's not bad. Recent maintenance on it, timing chain, water pumps, spark plugs, fuel pumps, transmission service. Those are all the key maintenances. And the next car here, Ford Cobra. Clone, mind you. This is a clone Ford Cobra, so let's get into it. You got 3 pictures, so the guy didn't post much to begin with. It's white, basic. I mean, I would say it's a little overpriced for what you're getting. It looks all right. It's got correct wheels and a correct rear bumper. But, like, are you really going to pay that much money for a clone car that doesn't even have a blower on it or any power adders? I mean, it's got a little bit of engine play with it, but, like, you can say whatever you want with one of these and say you have an H-pipe and long tubes, but whatever. Next car is an overpriced Honda Prelude. This thing is a lemon from the start. Just look at the poor car. He wants $5,000 for this thing. And I get that you Honda boys love your Gen 1 Hondas, but $5,000 for a falling apart Honda. It's a carbureted motor, and I know those Honda carbed motors are not the best, and they are not that reliable at the end of the day. So I would honestly say this is a little overpriced. It's in fair condition. It's a nice little Honda. One of my friends had one of these, and he really didn't like it at the end of the day. It was underpowered, way too much maintenance, and way too much of a headache for the $8,000 or some odd he paid for it. And he ended up selling it not even a year after he bought it. And to this day, he doesn't regret it because it just wasn't the right Honda for him. I mean, if you motor swap it and do the heavy lifting, it will be a good car, but as it sits, do not buy this as your first daily. But if you have 3 dailies, definitely this would be a good project. Like I said, the interior is in all right condition. I know those seats are falling apart because of that material. It's not a very long-lasting material. The dash looks okay. I know that plastic is brittle to all hell. And the steering wheel, those buttons can be a bit of a hassle and really annoying. Rear seats look fine. Looks like hardly anyone ever sat in them, so at least you're getting decent leather and fabric in the rear seats. Paint, rough. Sunroof is cracked, so you're going to have to deal with putting a new sunroof panel in. And that's always a headache. Like I said, for $5,000, I'd say that's a little overpriced. I mean, my buddy tried to sell his B210 for $5,000 and it had a rusted out floor. I kept telling him, don't sell that thing for $5,000. It's a piece of shit. And I still have the fucking hood ornament from it. So who wins at the end of the day? Me. And our next car is a Mazda RX-8 Sport Coupe. 4-door, I guess, because of that weird back door. But this guy is asking a little too much money for an RX-8, I'd say. I mean, you got a nice interior, you get manual transmission, but I know for a fact this Mazda has been beat on. My buddy actually knows the owner of this car. Got low miles, but these rotaries do not last if you're not an absolute JDM head when it comes to these things. I mean, they take a lot of care. Those apex seals are sensitive. And that's not even just like a meme. They really are sensitive. It's a great looking Mazda. I mean, they're a dime a dozen, at least in our region. So I'm not too wowed out by it, but manual transmission is a little bit rare. You get the funky little parking brake with the Dorito, and everything has a Dorito on this car. Like, that's the whole gimmick, is this car is just completely made out of Doritos. They are everywhere on this thing. It's kind of funny. Rotary, right? But, I mean, if you're willing to shell out a couple extra grand, this would be an okay Mazda, but I would immediately take it to a shop and have them look at that motor, because Mazdas are usually hammered on quite hard. So it's your gamble. Sorry, I'm thirsty. We've had a heat wave here and it sucks. But you see that air freshener, so at least you know it's going to smell like shit dipped in honey. And on to the next car. Our next car is a Subaru wagon for $50,000. I don't know what kind of shit this kid is smoking, but all right. You got a nice Subaru there, kid. Yeah. Where's the Lamborghini motor and the real gold paint? I mean, what are you on, kid? What are you smoking? Who's your dealer? I need to know him. I don't think this kid's not joking either. I mean, if you read the post, he wants serious money. He has serious parts listed on the post and all sorts of crap. I mean, the body kit itself, I think, looks like crap. It's got those cheap ass tail lights that everybody gets. What's that panel gap there? That doesn't look like a professional job. The cambers just ruined the entire point of a 4-wheel drive Subaru. I mean, I guess not. And there goes your reliability. But I mean, this kid wants $57,000 or something like that, and it's just a cambered out stance Subaru, and it's got very basic parts on it. I mean, this is just your run-of-the-mill stance car, and he's asking almost $60,000 for a stance car. It's not even built. Like, if you look at the parts list, it is not a built car. It is almost bone stock under the hood. Everything has gone into those stupid seats, the steering wheel, the camber, the dumb body kit that isn't even paint matched, mind you. Oh, and get this, he bought the cheapest taillights ever, and he wants 50 grand from you. So, if you're looking for that Subaru Legacy that's an automatic, you want that wagon that's just going to get no ladies with fake Alcantara interior and a highlighter pink steering wheel, well, this guy might just have the right car for you. He's got the semen stained Cheetah Thrasher seats. Everybody loves those. And I mean, just look at this dude's part list. I mean, where do you see performance? And don't say the control arms. Those are for his camber. You know he's using those on his camber kit. I mean, look at this. Custom fender trim and roll. You mean your buddy bacon fendered the shit out of your car? Wow, look at me. I put name brand shit on my car. Some of these kids are just a little bit delusional. So let's look at a car that costs less, that's twice as everything. Aston Martin DB9, and this one's in like a metallic, almost jade green, and this car is absolutely stunning. I've actually been looking at this car myself, and my buddy had the chance of test driving this last week, and he told me it was a blast. This car is going for about $40,000. So would you want this or that Subaru? You tell me. A $40,000 James Bond Aston Martin, or a Subaru Legacy with a shitty sound system and cum seats? Like, come on. But in all seriousness, this car is absolutely stunning. Like, if you're gonna take that step into like the supercar world, I guess, in quotations, an Aston Martin DB9 is a flawless car to get into. Not only are you paying for a really decent car, but you're getting good power, a good platform, and a comfortable ride, all for like less than $60,000 in a lot of areas, especially if you just take the time to look. This one here, just a perfect example of what you can get if you're smart with your money. And a sport coupe like a DB9 has always been like a dream of mine. Personally, I'm going to be gunning for a F-Type R, just because it's a little bit quicker, a little bit more zany on the track than a DB9. But these are both beautiful cars. This DB9 here is absolutely flawless. One of my other friends used to own one a long time ago. He took me on a couple rides in it, and they shift like crazy. They sound amazing with an exhaust. And those power plants are just great power plants, especially if they're properly built up, which is really rare to see when built up. But like the track spec GT versions are nuts. Even a stock one with a nice exhaust is just nuts on the road. And you know when you'll hear one, I mean. And the interiors on them, it's just perfect cross between sport and luxury. I mean, a lot of sport coupes are like that, especially with Jags and Aston Martins and Bentleys. And I just think the Aston Martin, the overhang splash in the center console is beautiful. This Aston Martin here, absolutely lovely. I mean, it's less than $50,000, so pick it up. And that wraps it up for today's video, guys. So I hope you all had a really good time watching. I'll probably do more of these in the future, especially when I'm on downtime with the cars. Other than that, let me know in the comments if you have any cars in your area that you want me to show off or make fun of. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all in good fun, and I honestly don't give a shit about your opinion because I'm just spouting dumb shit on the internet because it's funny for me and my friends. So yeah, you guys have a really good one. I honestly, though, can't wait to see a bunch of you out in the car meets this summer. August 28th for all my Washington friends. Down south, there's going to be a few meets in Everett and in Seattle, so keep your calendars marked, and I will see you guys all down there. And as for the Jag, starting on Monday, we're really going to be hammering out putting in the new parts. We're going to be focusing on really just getting these parts in so I can focus on getting the body kit fit onto the car, and then my buddy, he's going to fabricate the entire thing and weld it and mold it completely to the fenders of the Jag. So it's going to look beautiful. It's going to look flawless. And it's honestly just going to be a really, really good looking race car at the end of the build. And that's the goal, is just to have a fun race car, make about 700 horsepower if I can, and just make some really good content along the way. And of course, when it's built, I plan on taking it to a lot of races around the country. So just stay tuned, guys. Thanks for sticking around for the journey, and you guys all have a really good rest of your week. Take care.